Fragments are a brand new concept introduced with Liferay 7.1's modern site building. They are also one of the building blocks that you can use to create rich content with Liferay. For example, this content page is just a series of fragments displayed within a single column. Fragments allow your marketing employees to directly edit content within a page, exactly as the end user sees it, without having to navigate through multiple menus or pages. Just by placing their cursor and selecting the text within this hero, the marketer can edit directly within the content and see exactly what it will look like with their changes made in real time. This is because fragments are a collection of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript that are created by a web developer with web programming knowledge. Web developers can create and edit fragments with Liferay's robust fragment creation form, pictured here. This form allows web developers to easily see an end result of what fragments will look like to end users coming from all different devices in real time. And through HTML tagging, web developers can denote what areas of the fragment are editable by marketers, as we saw before. Once the fragment is published by our web developer, our web designer can then drag and drop a series of fragments onto a single page to create a page template. This allows the web designer to have control over the end user experience of the page and define how content will flow from the top to the bottom. Then, our marketer can spin up a brand new page from our web designer's page template where they can swap out all the editable text and images to match. Mentioned earlier, fragments are a collection of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. As such, they should be created and maintained by a web developer. However, once the fragment is created, it can be reused many times by your business users for different content. For now, let's see how we create a fragment. To create a fragment, our web developer will open the main menu from the left-hand side of the screen. Then they will select Site Administration, while making sure the site that they want to work within is selected. There, they will select the Build section and the Fragments section underneath that. The main Fragments page will provide three things. 1. Any collections that are available for the current site. 2. The option to import and export fragments through the menu in the top right. And 3. Enable you to create collections at the base level of the navigation. You can also manage the organization and display of fragments and collections once you have them created. Now, to create a fragment, you must first create a collection. To create a collection, select the plus button at the top right of the screen. Give the collection a name and description, then click Save. Collections help you organize fragments and can be used to differentiate between different types of fragments or fragments used by different groups or departments. Next, you want to create a fragment inside of the collection you just created. Click on the collection you created, then select the plus button to create a new fragment. Give your fragment a name, and then click Submit. Now we will see the fragment creation form. Each pane in the editor has a different function. The top left pane is for entering HTML. The top right pane is for entering CSS. The bottom left pane is for entering JavaScript. And the bottom right pane provides a live preview as you work in the other three panes. Here, we see an example of a fragment used within a product page. As the web developer edits the HTML, CSS, or JavaScript, we can see the preview in the bottom right pane update in real time to show what the end user will see when they view the fragment. From this preview pane, we can also simulate what the end user will see when viewing this fragment from the desktop, tablet, or mobile phone. Also, we can see here in the HTML pane that our web developer is able to denote what sections of the fragment are editable with the LFR editable tag. This allows our web developer to define fragments that are as flexible or rigid as they desire, once the marketer begins shaping the page to their messaging. This editable tag can be used to denote editable text, images, or even embedded widgets. Next, we will see how these fragments can be brought together by a web designer to create